I'm Peter LaFrance for BeerBasics.com. This is Tasting Notes. It might be or seem unusual to be using a wine glass for a beer tasting. However, in using this particular style of glass for all of the different styles of beer, we are not influenced by the shape of the glass that it has on the aroma, on the carbonation, or the appearance of the beer. That said, let's begin. We'll be tasting Great Rhythm Brewing Company, their Wedge American IPA. Great Rhythm comes from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Let's see, what does it say? It has the usual government warning: to drink great beer, and that this can contains 16 fluid ounces at 6.7% alcohol by volume, and that it is an American IPA. Well, let's begin. This intrepid reporter recently decided to go to Plymouth, New Hampshire for a beer tasting visit of a number of the breweries there. This one was a little bit difficult to find. However, check out the information in the description box below and you will be able to find this place quite readily, as well as other information about the brewery. Now for tasting notes. Let's begin. First of all, it's a slightly cloudy beer, as you can see. The head is rather nicely knit, put together. There's a dense layer of bubbles. They are a tendency to be a little bit large, and whoa, there is quite an aroma of hops. The hop aroma here is a very springtime new mown lawn. That's a very nice aroma there. If the malt, which is not very highly roasted, but it does have a sweetness, the sweetness of the malt. If the sweetness of the malt wasn't there, this would be an incredibly dry beer. It certainly is a very dry beer to start with. After the second impression, your taste buds, I wouldn't say get used to it, but now know what's going to happen when they get a sip of this. It's intensely hoppy, but it is not hop tea. It has the tendencies for some very highly hopped brews, and I'm going to find out, and will have in the information box below, the international bittering units for this little friend. Yes, it is an IPA. I'm Peter LaFrance for BeerBasics.com. That was Tasting Notes. I'm Peter LaFrance, and this is Meeting Expectations. Recently I took a trip to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and was looking for new breweries, and I found one. It's 2 years old. This is being recorded in 2018, so it was 2016 when it opened. It's Great Rhythm Brewing Company, and when I was there I had a chance to taste their wedge, and we have just tasted it on this video. And so we already know what is on the label. We already know a little bit about the place, but let's see if it meets expectations. Well, what am I being led to expect? The picture, the very distinct picture of a hop character there. I'm looking at that and going, okay, this is going to be hoppy. It's not warning me as to how many I.B.Us. I don't think I can find an I.B.U. on here. But, so, I'm venturing into, I don't know how hoppy this is going to be. So I'll pour it. And since it was a second pour, I'm not going to fault the head development on this, but what we're here for are the hops now. Wow, that's a very, very, very intense hop aroma. And this beer was taken out of the fridge about an hour before this meeting expectations and this tasting, so it's had a chance to, it's not ice cold, and it's had a chance to give much of the aroma. Wow, it's very much like new mown grass, spring grass. I mean, just it's not a sharp or citric thing. That meets expectations. In fact, it exceeds expectations because it definitely has an incredible amount of hops to it. You know, on the information box below, I'll certainly make a note of what the International Bittering Units is. But there is a balance. The malt underneath it it's not incredibly rich, and this isn't an incredible ABV. 6.7, so it's below 7% alcohol by volume. It's not a buxom beer. It's not something that's flabby. It's nicely balanced with the body as well. So it not only meets expectations, it exceeds expectations, this one. And I leave the caveat that I did visit the place myself, and we do have a video about that visit. I suggest you check that out. The link also will be in the description box. Well, all that said, I'm Peter LaFrance for Meeting Expectations, hoping all your beers meet expectations. I'm back to remind you that if you liked this video, please click on the thumbs up icon below. And while you're at it, subscribe, and you will learn the next video goes hot just as soon as it does. I appreciate each and every subscription. I'm Peter LaFrance.